Hey, God bless church. This is Will Ortiz Jr. Hope all is well during these crazy times. Um, Something that's really been on my mind is desperation. I work in New York Presbyterian Hospital, and I've been seeing it a lot. I've been seeing it from people trying to see family members in the hospital, doctors desperately trying to save people's lives, and sadly, people trying to desperately get one more breath. And it's been really difficult. And I've come to, not question, but ask of God, why is all this for? Why is all this feeling of desperation, fear, all that stuff that comes together? But I just like desperate is the word that just keeps on coming into my heart. And I was asking God, what is it? What can we do? What do you want us to do? Rather than what can we do? What do you want us to do? And what came to my heart, to my mind, is Genesis 32:26. This is Jacob fighting with God. And the second half of it is when Jacob says, I will not let you go unless you bless me. And I thought, wow, Jacob had everything. He had money, he had riches. He was a very blessed person, but he didn't get the blessings the right way. He lied to his brother. He deceived his father. Even the good things in his life that he worked hard for, there was always like a little asterisk. He thought he was getting his wife after working 7 years, but he ended up getting another wife because his uncle, tricked him. So he had to do another 7 years, and just everything that he did just wasn't, the hand of God wasn't on it, you could say, or not that the hand of God wasn't on it, but he did it his own way. He never really had patience. He never waited for God. And it was pretty amazing to hear that, God, I will not let you go unless you bless me. That wasn't somebody who was being prideful or strong. That was somebody who was just in such a need of a touch of God that he was fighting everything that he could. He wasn't just fighting God, he was fighting himself. He was fighting his attitude. He was fighting his past. He was fighting who he was, that he doesn't want to be that anymore. And he went to God. And I think that's what we need to do in this situation as well. Jesus went to the cross and was forsaken by God. He said it, Father, why have you forsaken me? And he took that forsakenness, I guess, so that we wouldn't have to be forsaken by the Father. That through his sacrifice, we would be able to go to him in any situation, in any difficulty, in anything that came across to hurt us and to make us stumble, that God was always going to be there for us. We always talk about John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son, so that we that believe in him will not die but have everlasting life. But we kind of forget John 3:17. For God did not send his son to condemn the world, but so that the son can save the world. And so I bring that up because people wonder, why is this hard time happening? What did we do to deserve this? What did we do? Why God is punishing us? This is not God punishing us. This is something that it's a health issue of a fallen world. But what God can do is that he can use that. He can use it to bring people to him. Because unfortunately, unless we're desperate, we don't go to God. We try to solve problems our own. We try to do things our own way, like Jacob did. And he got to a point where his brother was coming and he thought he was going to die, that he knew that it was going to be, he thought he was going to die. He was so desperate that he separated his whole camp, his whole world that he had, all his sheep, all his family, all his servants, and he separated them into two camps. And he says, so that in case he destroys one, the other one will survive. That's how desperate he was. He thought it was over. But God is always there with us, and God will never forsake us, and he will always have his hand is always outreached as he waits for us to reach out to grab him. And all we got to do is make a little reach, and he will grab us, and he will hold us, and he will calm us, and he will give us a spirit of power and love, not of fear, like the scripture says. So in this time of difficulty and pain and isolation, let us use it as a time to, if we're going to be desperate for something, let us be desperate for his presence. Let us be desperate for his word. Let us be desperate for him to reveal himself in our life. And let us be desperate to do his will. That's what I really wanted to pass upon to the church. God bless you. Stay safe and be blessed.